Now we're going to explore the spiritual significance of the summer solstice. And again, the summer solstice took place this morning. And the term solstice comes from the Latin words sol, which means sun, and sistere, which means to stand still. As you probably know, we imagine that there is an axis in Earth, but it's an imaginary pole going through the center of Earth from top to bottom. And Earth spins around this pole, making one complete turn each day. So Earth spins, and we imagine that there is this pole going through the top and bottom of Earth. And this is why we have night and day, because we spin around, sometimes facing the sun and sometimes away from the sun. And this is why every part of Earth's surface gets some of each, some nighttime and some sunlight. Because there is a tilt in Earth's axis of rotation, the sun appears to rise in our sky over the course of a year. It's not the sun itself moving, though, of course, but Earth is moving relative to the sun. On the summer and winter solstices, it seems like the sun pauses or stands still for a few days while this pattern is reversed. And this is where we get the term that the sun stands still. Now, it's amazing to consider that Earth rotates and the axis is at a tilt. 4.5 billion years ago, when Earth was young, it seems like there was an accident where a planet collided with Earth and knocked it off kilter. So instead of Earth rotating straight up and down, it's at a 23.5-degree angle. As Earth orbits the sun, its tilted axis always points in the same direction. So throughout the year, different parts of Earth get the sun's direct rays. Right now in the Northern Hemisphere, in June, we have the summer solstice because the sun's rays hit that part of Earth more directly than at any other time of year. And then it's winter in December because that's when the South Pole is tilted toward the sun. So today, everywhere north of the equator has a day longer than 12 hours. And every location south of the equator has days shorter than 12 hours. And in the Northern Hemisphere, this is the longest day of the year. And it's also the first day of summer. Here's a little bit about our amazing sun. Our sun is a 4.5 billion year old star. It's a hot glowing ball of hydrogen and helium at the center of our solar system. When a star is at the center of a planetary system, it's called a sun. Our sun is one of 200 billion stars in our galaxy. Most solar systems have two stars. We just have one, but most have two. And they typically orbit each other as a pair, and some even have more suns. The sun is about 93 million miles from Earth, which is 150 million kilometers. The sun is the largest object in our solar system, and its volume would need 1.3 million Earths to fill it. If the sun were as tall as a typical door, Earth would be about the size of a nickel. So if you imagine a doorway, Earth would be about that big in comparison to a doorway. The sun's gravity holds the solar system together, keeping everything from the biggest planets to the smallest bits of debris in orbit around it. Sometimes we talk about the surface of the sun, but the sun doesn't have a solid surface because it's a ball of super hot, electrically charged gas called plasma. and it doesn't spin as a solid ball. It's kind of gloppy. At its equator, the sun completes one rotation in 25 Earth days. But at its poles, the sun rotates on its axis every 36 days. So there's a lot more movement in the sun than we can perceive. The temperature in the sun's core is about 27 million degrees Fahrenheit, or 15 million Celsius. It's hot enough to sustain nuclear fusion. This creates outward pressure that supports the star's gigantic mass, keeping it from collapsing. The energy created by this thermonuclear fusion is the source of light and warmth in our galaxy. The light that we see from the sun is actually 8 1/3 minutes old. We aren't seeing the sun in real time. It takes 8 1/3 minutes for the light from the sun to reach us. Now I'm going to share a little bit about what the Rosicrucian tradition teaches about the spiritual significance of the sun. The sun represents life, for without the warmth, light, and cosmic essence emanating from it to Earth, no living being could exist. For initiates, the sun has always represented divine fire, divine light, and by extension, enlightenment. This also explains why it symbolized for them the knowledge that is acquired through initiation. Generally speaking, we can say that the sun symbolizes the state of perfection which humans must attain at the end of our successive reincarnations, when we will once again become one with the divine source from whence we emanated at the beginning of time. The sun acts directly on the psychic consciousness of all our cells and maintains harmony among them. Life-giving cosmic essence is radiated to us through the rays of the sun, although it comes from an unknown source beyond that. Then we breathe in this life-giving essence. In other traditions, it's called prana or chi. This is intensified at the time of the summer solstice when the sun exerts its greatest influence on us. And that's part of why Rosicrucians celebrate the equinoxes and solstices, to take a pause in our routines and realize that we are part of something much bigger than us, that we're part of these eternal and infinite cycles. Now we're going to practice a Rosicrucian meditation on the sun. The sun is associated with generosity. Some of you who are Martinists may be familiar with the saying, the sun refuses no one its astral influence, and every created being receives a ray of its divine substance. The sun is the epitome of generosity. Now we're going to intone the vowel sound Om while harmonizing with the sun. We'll do this in a moment. I'm going to get us started, but then I'll be quiet so that you can continue your intonations while you look at an image we're going to share of the sun. This image is a video that NASA created. They took images of the sun for 4 months, from August to December of 2022, and then they condensed all these images into a 2.5-minute video. So we're going to see the sun itself over these 4 months, and then there are 2 smaller sections that show close-ups of the sun. And at the bottom of this video, it's rolling through the day. So you can see how fast the video is moving. If you want to watch the full video, it's on YouTube. I think it's about 1.5 hours long. And it's really amazing an amazing video. So when we practice this without looking at this video of the sun, we will find ourselves in harmony with the sun. And then we'll stop intoning the vowel sound and concentrate on the idea of the sun radiating its influence on us. And its influence is generosity. We have a series of Rosicrucian lessons that instruct us that there are certain celestial bodies that exert more influence on us on certain days of the week. For example, the moon exerts its influence on us the most on Monday. We can develop our intuition. That's the characteristic associated with the moon and Monday. So we can practice a similar exercise every day of the week for different results. And the details of this are included in an upper degree monograph. So again, when we feel ourselves to be in harmony with the sun, we stop intoning the vowel sound and we concentrate on the idea of the sun radiating its influence on us, thus stimulating our generosity. While maintaining this concentration, we will visualize the word generosity with as much conviction as possible. And then we take a few minutes with this visualization and we let ourselves drift into cosmic communion while being open to any impressions we may receive. So we're going to begin this now, again with this video from NASA. So gaze upon this image of the sun and begin intoning the vowel sound Om. Ready? Inhale. Om. And you continue, please. Now, stop intoning the vowel sound and concentrate on the idea of the sun radiating its influence on you, thus contributing to the stimulation of your generosity. While maintaining this concentration, visualize the word generosity with as much conviction as possible. In your mind's eye, write it out as if on a whiteboard or a blackboard. Write out generosity. Now let yourself drift into cosmic communion while maintaining a state of receptivity. So mote it be. And now, fratres and sorors, as we often do when we gather together for our solstice and equinox events, we're going to sing the Rosicrucian chant. Ready? O love that knoweth of no fear, a love that sheds a joyous tear. O love that makes me whole and free, such love shall keep and hallow me. Happy summer solstice, everyone. Happy summer.